Steam Next Fest just wrapped up last week and unleashed a tidal wave of new games to sink our teeth into. The backlog never ends, my friends. Today, we'll delve into some of our festival favorites and whether or not game development is still a viable path in today's rapidly changing industry. So kick back, relax, enjoy the show, and don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Let's get into it. Alright, so X, you've been playing some games off of Steam Next Fest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you played just about every demo, correct?
Oh my gosh, no, dude, there's so many. You're crazy. I just played some that were like higher up or that I was interested in.
Okay, so I'm guessing you have like your favorites already listed.
Yeah, I got some favorites.
Okay. Well,
or at least some that I think have really good high potential.
Okay, so I guess you can go from like least interesting to, the one you're looking forward to the most.
Oh gosh, okay. This will be a loose ranking because there's a lot, but
okay.
I'll just go through them pretty quick. So Soul Mask was one that I played. It's a survival game. I didn't really play too much of it, and I don't really play that many like survival crafting games. So I don't really know if this is like anything new or unique in it, but it looks pretty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looked nice. You could do stuff like base building, farming. The weapons that I use were interesting, and like you have this mask that's supposed to be like, I guess it's the mask like teaches you, I guess, technological advances. Somehow you learn it through the mask. I can't really.
That's pretty nice.
I wasn't paying that much attention to that part. But yeah, that was pretty good. I'm interested, but like I said, I don't really play that many survival games, and I mean, I feel like there's like a oversaturation of this type of game, so you have to be special to stand out in it,
Yeah. What you can compare to like something like Enshrouded.
Yeah. I'd probably buy Enshrouded over this.
Oh, really?
But I mean, I've only played a little bit of the demo, like 30 minutes. So not like I had a lot of gameplay time in it, but from what I've seen in Enshrouded, it seems more interesting to me.
Okay.
But I'll keep an eye out. We'll see. It definitely has some interesting like animals, but with the whole like mix of like kind of Horizon Zero Dawn mix of time period kind of thing.
Yeah.
It seems like this could have that type of thing to it.
Okay. All right. Might just get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, we'll see. Another one was Lightyear Frontier.
All right.
This is like a mech survival game. So
Another
like we were talking about.
game?
Yeah. Okay, this one's different because I feel like this one is more relaxing, like a relaxing survival game.
Uh-huh.
Which is funny since you're riding in a mech, you'd think like this would be like combat crazy stuff going on, but it's actually really relaxing.
What was the name of it again?
Lightyear Frontier.
Okay.
Looks great. The game looks good. I like the mech. Like you swap through the tools. They're like different arm tools, and you swap through them to like plant, or you can like suction up water to use it to water your plants, or put out. I guess maybe eventually put out fires. I don't know.
Okay. I like the art style.
Yeah, no, art style is awesome. And what little I played was fun. Performed well. And like I said, the animations and everything were really cool.
It's like is this like what's that game? Farming simulator, but with mechs.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said it looks like farming simulator, like with mechs.
Oh my gosh, I guess. But the art style looks kind of like I don't know, a mix of like Outer Wilds and Palworld or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely has like a Palworld look to it.
But that one was a very chill game. There was definitely, from the little bit I played, there was zero combat. It was just like go out, build your stuff, explore, farm. So it seemed like a more chill kind of game.
Oh, okay. All right.
HelSkate. I know you had talked about that one or mentioned it to me. I think because it has one of the creators from Tony Hawk. I think the Tony Hawk skater. That one is definitely really interesting. It definitely has a lot of potential. Right now, the demo was not great, but it wasn't bad. It just seemed a little. It needed some work. It is a demo, so
What do you mean by that? Are you talking about like performance, or are you just talking about just overall things that were available to you in the
overall.
game? Oh,
So
okay.
like UI performance, yeah, controls for sure. Like, there's no way I would play. You know how I am about keyboard and mouse,
Yes.
but there's no way I would currently play HelSkate with a keyboard and mouse.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
It's atrocious controls.
This game was slated
But
to be just on Steam, right? It
I
it
don't know.
was
Is it
made for
releasing on
PC.
other things too?
Because I thought it was just I thought it was just supposed to be releasing on PC. But if you're telling me that the controls are crazy, then
I
what
know
is it?
it definitely said controller recommended at the like launch splash screen or whatever.
You said
Uh,
controller.
yeah, it said a recommended controller. I would agree.
Oh,
I would
okay.
not. Currently, I would not play it, which makes sense because a lot of these games have they rely on a lot of like analog stick. Like, you move the analog stick down, then up, and then press a button. So that's kind of difficult to do with a keyboard. So,
Okay.
but no, from the little bit I played, I'm definitely interested in this. I've never seen a game like it. The closest I can think of is something like Roller Drome, the shooter one, the one where you skate and shoot.
Yeah, I actually really want to play that because I don't
But
know.
this one is
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead. You
I
finish.
was gonna say there was another game that came out that, funny enough, I think Ubisoft put this game out,
Oh
but
no.
it was like a roller derby type game, and it was teams of 3, and you would like be skating around in like an arena, and you trying to throw like the ball through the hoop. Oh man, I cannot think of the name of that game.
Know what do you mean?
Oh, Roller Champions. That's what it was
Oh,
called.
okay.
Yeah. Now I do like games like that. Um, that game was surprisingly well. I'd say it gave me at least 15 hours of fun.
But no, you can do. I mean, you can do the typical things you expect in a skating game, as well as some insane stuff. I mean, you have like your skateboard can essentially kind of hover for a little bit and like glide, I guess.
Okay.
Because there's going to be a lot of enemies. This is a roguelike, an action roguelike at that. So, I mean, think like Hades or Risk of Rain, those kind of games.
Okay.
But no, the attacks were all unique, interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. But I definitely would not with the current controls. There's no way I play with the. Like, they even had moves though, like where you could shoot out a chain and then grind the chain after that. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I like. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah, I enjoyed it. And
I
then
can
they
see
still
that
had
being used in combat.
yes, for sure.
Exactly.
They even had like the thing where you spell skate or whatever, and you can get you pick out the different letters around the.
You said.
You know what I'm saying?
You talking about?
You pick up the different letters around the arena to spell words like skate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they had that too. But of course, these are way harder to catch or to get because of course you have like way more maneuverability than you have in a typical skate game.
Oh, okay. What happens when you spell out like the words, like a power up or
I don't.
something?
I didn't get it. I think it might be a damage or score increase or both.
Okay.
But I think the other one that I played, let's see, Outcast: A New Beginning.
Outcast. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that's published by THQ Nordic.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with this game just vaguely. But it's a remake of another game, right?
It says it's a
this is
sequel
older.
to a 1999 game,
Yeah.
which I'd never heard of the
Same.
original game. I will say it
1999?
looks
Wait,
it
what?
looks awesome. It looks like it's a lot. It will be a lot of fun, and some of the dialogue's cringy, but it's. I wouldn't say it doesn't seem like a serious game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like something you just have fun and explore, adventure, open world kind of game.
I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to more.
And it had like the thing where like you learn the foreign language like slowly over time, kind of like
No Man's Sky.
I don't want
does
to.
that.
I was gonna say like No Man's Sky, but not really. I feel like it's better than No Man's Sky the way it does
Okay.
it. But yeah, similar to that.
Okay.
The world's huge. There's lots of different biomes. The trial was very limited though. I didn't like that. Like you could only play it a certain number of times, and then they had like different scenarios where you kind of boxed in for each scenario. So they had like a story one, a combat one, and like a free exploration one. You have a jetpack for movement. You can use it to fly upwards, which costs like I guess kind of stamina or energy, or you can just like hover at fast speed on the ground, which is free. It's basically like a really fast sprint.
Oh, okay.
You can also use it underwater. That was awesome.
Oh,
You
really?
could jet
Oh,
around
I didn't-
underwater.
How big is like the spaces underwater? Like, are we talking like full biomes underwater as well?
I don't know if I'd say full biomes. I think there's enough in the little bit that I did. There's enough water where you could find like hidden items down there, but I wouldn't say full biomes under there.
Oh, okay. So we're not.
But the water
definitely
did
not
look
like
really
Subnautica.
nice. No. Oh no. This is more like look, there might be a chest over
Okay, yeah,
under the water
gotcha.
here. But I really enjoyed the gameplay. It's coming out March 15th. My main concern is the performance because holy, it was taxing.
It's PC only.
I don't know, to be honest. All the Steam Next Fest demos are on PC only, so I don't know if the game is only releasing there or not. I didn't look that up.
Okay. Cyberpunk.
But no, I'm definitely interested in it. Let's see, what's the price here? There's a promotional price until release date. So basically a pre-order price of $50. It goes up to $60. So this is like a full price game. It definitely looks. I'm interested. I'll just say that. My concern is will they be able to get the performance better because I feel like they limited you for a reason. You know what I mean? For the tutorial.
Oh, yeah.
Or for the
probably, just
demo.
so you won't crash out.
Yeah, because there are some points in there where there's like a lot of enemy mobs, like a lot of small things that'll run at you, and man, it tanked my performance.
Oh my god.
It looked awesome while it was happening, but my gosh, the slideshow that ensued.
Turn your gain down just a little bit, by the way.
All right.
My thing is about having such a large area to explore is will the large area have enough interesting things in it for me to look at? You know, I just don't want it to be big just for the sake of being big. I want to have things to look at constantly, like Elden Ring. I've never played it, but I've heard the way they do their map it's excellent. It's very well done, despite how massive it is. How many hours have you, well, both of you, really? You guys put in, what, over 100 hours each into Elden Ring?
I think I only have about 60.
Let me
okay.
check.
But yeah, I just like, you know, like an immersive world, but also like encourages the player to explore.
I have 115.
Yeah, figured somewhere around there. But yeah,
I think there were enough points of interest that I would not get bored exploring. I had fun exploring, even in the very limited space they gave me. So,
oh, okay.
and you can also glide. I sent a photo of the glider.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Okay. We will
So you
see.
got a
It's
couple
single player, right? It's not co-op.
Yeah, it's single player.
Oh, okay. Turn the volume up just a little bit. I know I'm making corrections here on the fly. But
It's part of the product.
yeah. But yeah, I'll keep it. Oh,
Let's see. I guess I'll just go to one I know you're gonna like. Star Trucker.
yeah, I'm playing that day one.
The Star Trucker
go
looks
up,
great. I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Oh, come
They-
on.
They set their they're small. They're small. They're actually an indie company, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna cut us some slack. It looks fine if they can make a single player and it plays well with the demo that this is the demo I played the most of. I think
okay.
I actually really enjoyed that. There's so much detail, kind of like Star Citizen. You can go through the interior of your truck. You got like batteries and filters to maintain and take care of. You got the gravitational like control system you gotta worry about. You'll have like oxygen leaks if you crash in this, which I crashed. I definitely crashed.
So you get
driving.
What do you mean by oxygen leaks? Is it the oxygen leaks, or is what like? Is it causing like damage to the truck, or is that damage to you because you're in space and you're about to pass out?
I'm sure it could probably also happen to you in space, but it did not to me. But no, driving a truck in 3D space was interesting, and I smashed into oncoming traffic one time, which put holes in my truck. So then I had to put the suit on, and go out to fix the holes because it's slowly losing oxygen over time.
Oh, okay. I that's all I wanted to do in Star Citizen. Once I finally figured the game out. I don't know if I had even shown you like what the ship I had gotten and how much cargo I had fit in there. Like it was $2.1 million worth of cargo, and they were all diamonds.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just really relaxing to do that stuff, like going back and forth in space, and like you got a podcast in your ears. Same thing with Death Stranding. Like just these real. I mean, even though Death Stranding has some very tense moments and very stressful moments, it's still just something you can sit back, relax, and just listen to music and play.
All right.
Definitely.
But they got like different cameras you can interact with to look at around your truck. So like when you're docking up to a storage container that you're going to take off, you have a docking camera. You got to actually line it up and dock.
I'm already so.
all of like pretty much every button on the dash you could touch. Like you can manually do it yourself if you wanted to, or you could you know what I'm saying? Like you could turn off each individual light. You could change the thrusters manually if you wanted to. Everything was really awesome. It looked great. I did a couple missions, probably like 3, and some are more time based. Some are you have very fragile cargo, so you have to be safe about it. And there are speed limits in space. So
what?
They have like space roads where like some people won't care if you. I guess like depending on the mission, they won't care if you follow road laws or not, because there's like these kind of space roads.
Okay.
Which you don't have to really stay on them, but the roads are probably the safest as far as like debris or asteroids or anything like that. You don't have to worry about that on the roads.
Okay.
But no, there's a speed limit. It was like 150 where I was for one of the roads, and man, yeah, that's when I smashed into oncoming traffic.
Is it hard to control, or is it just, once you get your momentum up, it's hard to slow back down, I'm guessing?
I would just say it'll just take getting used to. It's not hard. It just takes getting used to. Just because you have to remember you have the truck on the back,
Yeah.
Or the other cargo on the back. So when you're not carrying cargo, like what you see in your view is what you get. Like you don't have to worry about is the cargo like fishtailing a little bit, because you're in space, so that can happen. Like there's no traction on the back, so if you try to do some crazy turns, it will kick out a little bit. You gotta worry about that.
Oh, okay.
But no, I really enjoyed that game. It was fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. How much? Well, they didn't have a price tag for that one yet, did they?
No, I don't think so. Let me see. No, it just says plan release 2024. They don't have a date yet.
Oh, okay. All right. That'll be something to look out for. Was those like the main ones that you had, or you have?
Yeah, I got 2 more. I'll just go on because I know you won't like them.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like you would. One of them is Balatro. It's a poker game, but
absolutely not.
See, there you go. But it's like a poker game where you can play illegal hands, kind of, or you have game changing. You can break the game rules essentially.
Okay.
So you can modify your deck to break the rules of traditional poker to get higher scores, and the scores just increase. I had a lot of fun with it. And then the other one was Dice-o-Mancer. This one was even crazier. You should look it up. The art style is awesome. Everything's like got this hand drawn look to it. Dice-o-Mancer.
Okay.
All one word.
Okay.
But no, this is also a deck building game. But the crazy part about this is you have like these special dice that you can use to change any value on the screen, pretty much.
What?
Yeah, so you gain these dice through various means, like through different, like just letting time pass. You'll gain some, or through certain cards, you'll get some of these dice. But basically, like you can change. Let's say you, for whatever reason, only have 1 HP left. Well, you can roll on these special dice and hope that you roll a higher number to get some HP back, or you can make the enemy's health drop from like 20 to 1 if you roll really well. Like, it's crazy how much stuff you could change. You could change the individual values on the card. So if you get like 3 block from a card, you can roll a die on that to get maybe more. So there's a lot of interesting, like, game breaking stuff you could do with the dice.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the art style. It does look hand drawn, but it's definitely unique.
I've never seen something that looks like this or plays like this. I've seen some that like are similar, I guess, in the game breaking part of it, but all the attacks and enemies had crazy. All the enemy names are interesting, and the attacks were funny. Like all the names for them. Like they had this one musket that I thought the damage of it was great, but actually when you reload, that's when it does the most damage.
What?
Yeah. It was wild, man. They have guns, like one's called an organ gun. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the game.
Like what's the Borderlands type?
Yes, but cards and dice. Yeah. But the cost of playing these special dice is that this purple like haze follows you across the map, and you have to basically outrace it. I don't know what happens if it catches you because I didn't let it, but I guess you lose or something. I don't. You haven't played what's the game? FTL, Faster Than Light.
No, I've never.
They have a similar thing where you have to basically balance getting upgrades and taking on like shops or fights with escaping the thing chasing you.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that was all I had.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, them last two definitely not for me. We're not made.
I told you. I knew it. I know you.
Like, it's just when I was playing The Witcher for like the first time, like they made, because I don't know if they like went through the tutorial. I know I'm not about to sit down at this table and play cards with y'all.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not about to do that. Like, it's literally like monsters and like all other types of creatures outside. And y'all want me to sit down and play a card? No. I skipped.
That's so funny because some people like they spent more time on that than the actual game.
That's crazy. Like people's, I know I read one story on Reddit when a guy introduced his friend to The Witcher, and his friend never made it past that.
It's just playing Gwent the whole time.
Gwent the whole time, and it's crazy that it got so popular that they made a separate game for it.
Yes,
like
yeah,
they
sure did.
Which is. It says a lot about the talent that's on that team. I'm wondering specifically, like, give that man a bonus for that, because it was just something like that could easily just be a throwaway thing, where it's like, oh, you just collect some cards and it'd be fun. But for them to get so popular to the point where, oh, you made some extra money, that guy and that team should get royalties off that game. Unless they were the ones that actually made it, but still.
Yeah.
That should be praised. I love that game. I spent easily over 300 hours playing that game. It's absolutely insane. Great writing. But yeah, I appreciate, you going in there and trying out all them demos.
Yeah, just some stuff to keep you out. I mean, there's so many demos. Like, there's no way I could have tried anywhere near all of them, but I just picked some and yeah, I had a lot of fun with them. I'm glad demos are so popular now, because there was a time where they just died off.
The last thing that you need is more things to add to your backlog. I know that.
That's true. That is very true.
Because I'm just going off of what you keep telling me, but I just imagine it's insane.
Yep.
Well, I didn't have any good news.
Oh
other than-
gosh.
Okay.
I always, I was just interested, like, because when I was growing up, I loved video games. From the moment they were introduced to me, I was like, absolutely, this is going to be my thing from now until the end of time. And I had this very, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were like, man, I want to make video games. Like, I love video games so much, I want to end up making them. That was my thought. But then I got to, teenage years, and the woman at DeVry University, when I was just having consulting with them, she was like, you got to be good at math. I was like, nah, that's not me.
Oh my gosh.
That will never be me. But it was, at the time, I thought I was not good at math, but no, I just had crap teachers, and the way that I was studying math was not good. But anyway, I'm kind of glad that I did not get into that field, just because of how toxic and volatile the environment is now, because 7,000 people, I believe, last year got laid off in comparison to the year before, where it was only 1,000.
I thought this was a segue to our DeVry sponsorship.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I gave you a little synopsis of the history.
All right, go ahead.
But, do you guys remember a game called Immortals of Avium or Avium?
I know of it.
Or you know of it? How do you know of it? Did a
From
friend
bad
tell you?
news.
We saw
From bad news about it.
Yeah, exactly.
How it basically sold nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a first-person shooter where you replaced the guns with magic instead. It looked good when I first saw it. I was like, oh, this is interesting, but that was the last time I heard anything else about this game. Like, whatever I saw it at, whether it's like a developer direct or like PlayStation, one of those conferences, I never saw or heard about it again. Do you know where they placed this game at?
No, what do you mean?
Oh my, like where they launched it at?
No.
This game launched let me see, in August of last year. But in September and October.
Don't tell me if Baldur's Gate 3.
No. Last year it was like September and October was like a really heavy hitting month for like a lot of AAA studios. So you got Starfield, Mortal Kombat 1, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Diablo 4, Forza, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, and Assassin's Creed Mirage, all surrounding the launch of this game. Their game got buried under just, you're not existing in that. I wonder whose idea it was to just put that game right there in front of all, like, nobody's paying attention to your game when Starfield is coming out, and Bethesda's been hyping this game up for like years at this point. So yeah, that's where they ended up putting it, and that's why it got buried, and I'm pretty sure that's why sorry, I was looking at that voice connect and it looked like we were about to disconnect. Yeah, they put their game in front of all these heavy hitters, and when the devs, when they had finished launching, it was reported that even though they were having a celebration of the game and everything, the devs were asking the leadership, like, hey, like, how's the game doing? And leadership was like not giving them any straight answers at all. Basically saying that we'll just have to see, like something along those lines. But afterward, of course, all those people got laid off. And I cannot remember the percentage of people that got laid off, but it was a lot. Yeah, it was a ton of people. It was like half their studio got laid off. And this was only a few weeks after that launch party. But a lot of people, the question is, for most people, is like, why are these layoffs even happening? And the obvious answer is just bad management. But these CEOs are constantly pointing out that it was COVID, like that is what upset the market so much. But COVID is like 4 years ago at this point, which is still unreal to think about. COVID still feels like it was just a couple of months ago. I don't know why, but that whole time frame was messed up. But in the report that I had read, they had asked the Take-Two CEO, Strauss Zelnick, he blamed it on COVID. He said that with regard to the industry, I do think people got a little fat and happy during the pandemic. And he said, I think there was a perception on the part of many that the music would never stop. And since so many people were staying at home, it tricked a lot of these companies into overspending, overhiring, and just overestimating. And then when the profits started to equal out again, they had to make cuts. And it always starts with, well, who are we gonna get rid of? It's never what they need to start doing. It's just cutting the CEO's salary out. Like, hey, we didn't do good on this. Hey, you're not gonna get that bonus this year because we need to save the studio. Because you're talking about like these CEOs, they're coming off with $20 million. We're talking about CEOs worth billions of dollars, especially the Take-Two CEO at this point, especially after GTA. But yeah, another example was, well, after they had posed that question of like asking different people, like, who do you blame for like the industry being so volatile, and why are all of these people being laid off? COVID was usually the answer, but Riot Games actually gave out a report saying that COVID didn't really have anything to do with it. Riot has started, they wanted to build their portfolio up and continue to hire more people, and they wanted to, give a more diverse experience to players. So they wanted to expand their outreach. But it got to the point where they spread themselves too thin, and then these projects that they had already invested in, they didn't pay off. And so when you spread so thin, the stuff that you thought would take off didn't do so well. Then the money's not coming in, and then what do? They axe everybody. Cut before you know it. You're coming in to work the next day, and your card don't work. You can't even get into the building. Embracer Group, the people who Volition was a part of, which, I mean, after that Saints Row reception, I can see why, but Embracer Group went on what they called an acquisition spree. So they were just buying up multiple studios, and then they grew to an unsustainable. They just grew to be unsustainable, and then they couldn't keep up with the cost of sustaining their size. And what do? You get rid of all the studios. And another thing that bothers me is that when they're doing all this firing, I don't understand the point of like just not telling your employees, like, hey, layoffs are coming, like, regardless. The game did not do well. It's not performing like it should. We're gonna have to make some cuts. Some of you are going. Let these people know months in advance so they can start looking for jobs. I don't understand the point of just saying, hey, close the studio. These people go home. You get a good night's rest. Tomorrow morning, you don't have a job. And you're potentially homeless, depending on if you've saved up enough money or not. Or especially depending on where you live at. And a lot of these, and also in that article, it was saying how the game industry is also seen is often referred to as a passion industry, because a lot of people feel connected to the artwork that they are creating, which is obvious. That's just normal for a human being. And of course, companies, being the demons that they are, especially the CEOs, they're just going to prey on the fact. They're going to prey on that. And so your passion turns into their profit. And at the end of all that, regardless if the game is successful or not, the CEOs still get their bonus. EA laid off 700 employees, but they raked in 1.3 billion in profit. CEO Andrew Wilson, he's the CEO of EA. He said that EA was operating from a position of strength as he took home 20 million himself. Tim Sweeney, the Epic CEO, he's estimated to be worth 10 billion. 10 billion. And this is the same company that laid off. Hold on, I'm looking for it. Hold on, I'm scrolling through my notes because I know I wrote the number down. I think, yeah, they laid off 800 employees and called it survival mode. Anybody in here? Did y'all have any dreams of being?
That sounds like a cop out. That's what that sounds like. Firing 800 people.
Yeah, but not only that, it's just they. Well, I will give it to Epic. They did try to like cut their costs, so they tried to like mitigate layoffs by shutting down servers. They were cutting bonuses in half, which is not really good for the people there. But still,
yeah, but you should just cut bonuses all the way out then if you're really going to try and cut costs.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you know some of the executives are taking a ton of money in bonuses.
Oh, say that again.
Said because most of those executives are taking massive amounts of bonus money.
Oh, absolutely. I was just saying that the EA CEO took home 20 million.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same thing like when it's the same thing like we were bailed out the bankers and then they were still paying all their top executives bonus money and flying them out to private islands. Same thing.
I hate this place.
Listen, man, we're hemorrhaging money. You know what we're going to do? We're going to fire everybody, but we're still getting our Christmas bonuses, people.
Speaking of that, a lot of the employees, they felt like they were betrayed because, like, you get fired the next day and then you see a tweet where Epic is talking about we just reached like 1.4. Let me see, because I had it here too. They had reached a record-breaking player base of 44.7 million.
And you're doing cuts? Mm-hmm.
Off of the game that you just spent like a lot of your time making. Like I just can imagine, like you're sitting in front of a canvas and you spent 5 years getting this picture, like to be so photorealistic, and right before you put the finishing touches on it, somebody pushes you out the way, like, "Hey, you're done with this. Like, This isn't yours. Also, get out my studio." And the next day you see your artwork up on sale for like 1.2 million. And you didn't get jack for it. And you'd be lucky to get a severance package after that. X, have you had any? X, you work in like for private companies. You have any experience with, layoffs and like did they? Because I know you recently had like a personal experience with that, but did they let you guys know?
Yeah, they let us know. I feel like our company did probably better than most would as far as something like that goes. The only thing I will say is the part that they really screwed up. They did a wave of layoffs, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And I think it was similar to what you were talking about as far as management, like expectations not meeting reality. They thought they could get away with letting a certain number of people go, and then they find out, well, we let go of some really talented people who were the only people who knew how to do certain things, so now we're screwed. So then they had to rehire right after that.
Oh my god. So
yeah,
bad management.
As far as that goes, yes, no, horrible management typically. Or like you were saying, like during the COVID times, like over investing in things. If you hire a bunch of people for a project and then maybe your investor backs out, like what was it, Embracer Group you said?
Yeah.
And then now you lost all that money, then you gotta basically you just immediately have to let go of all those people you just hired because you were waiting on those funds. So yeah, no, over investing, bad management, all that kind of stuff can really screw you over. But As far as my company, I'm good. They did a good job. To me, they did a good job, and they let you know a decent amount of time ahead, which we could kind of see that things weren't right in like, you know, during work anyway. Something was going on.
Yeah. And also, like, during this fact, like, because it feels like these devs always, like, you're potentially always up for the chopping block. So that means you're constantly searching for a job. Like, it's just never ending. And then when you go ahead.
I was just going to say, these companies are so huge at this point. I mean, some of these AAA companies are massive. So they had different, like, branches of the company in different countries at this point. So, I mean, things get really complicated as far as financing. So, and of course, they're not going to want to tell you. Well, I guess the fear is that they tell you that there's going to be layoffs, and then everyone panics, and then they stop working on your projects, and then
yeah,
the typical thing. But no, you definitely should let people know ahead of time as soon as possible, because you could really screw people over.
I think that's the least that you can do.
No. If you're not going to do anything else, like if you're gonna tell them like day of, hey, you're fired, sorry, and with no warning, like, I feel like you should at least give them some kind of severance there. But if you don't want to give severance, definitely give them 6 months if you can. That's half a year to me is plenty of time for you to go out and find something else at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
they just shut down I don't want to put it out there, but a division of my old company. They came in last Monday, said, "Hey, we're closing it down. Take your last day and send everybody home across the country."
Lord have mercy. You just wake up one day, you ain't got a job no more.
Yep, that's it.
The way Epic did it, so everybody at Epic uses like Slack to communicate within the office, and that day they got a meeting pushed to their calendar, but the meeting didn't have a title.
Yep. Okay.
off rip, if I'd have seen that meeting, I was like, oh, so we're getting fired at this point. Like, I already started looking. I probably would have started looking already, just reading the news of Epic and how much they've been spending lately. Because I did read that report about, Epic spending more than they were making. I'm like, bad management. Why are you just extending your reach to the point where you can't sustain yourself?
Well, Epic's unique in that they're trying so hard to get people to use Epic. So they're still doing like the free games. I think they gave like thousands of dollars worth of games away last year. That's like per person.
That's insane.
Per person, thousands of dollars. So they're trying so hard to, like, I guess, get a foothold, because Steam is just such a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that, to me, that's why they're losing so much. They're investing so much in that. Plus Fortnite, they're investing a lot in that. And Fortnite is, I'm sure it makes them a lot of money, but it's still technically a free game. So
yeah. Also, I don't know if Fortnite will ever reach a point where it's just like it levels off, and people, just stop. Like, they get tired of the battle royale, or it's just one of those games where just a lot of children like that's what they play. Like, that's just a staple of like everybody's childhood is Fortnite.
Well, they just signed that big deal with Disney too.
Yeah, that's a few months after all these people laid off, and I wonder if Disney had given that money just a little bit sooner, would have been I don't think it would have been necessary to get rid of all those people. But
Disney was also doing massive layoffs anyways. They, with their ESPN division, they're hemorrhaging money too, trying to reevaluate assets over the last couple of months.
You know what? I bet you if you start like making the law, well, depending on who made this financial decision, whose pocket's gonna get hit in return. Because you just can't, because you're messing with people's lives at this point. Like, these people, I know after a certain amount, the number just becomes a statistic to people at the top, but it's still people's lives. If you don't want to be stabbed in a dark alley when you're trying to get to your Ferrari, I suggest you start treating these people like they're human beings. but yeah, well, I was at because they had sent out we got so off topic.
Not
They sent off that little ping saying you guys got a meeting tomorrow, and then when they came in, everybody thought it was gonna be a normal day. If you're an idiot if you thought it was gonna be a normal day after you saw that calendar, but yeah, they shut down the entire Slack workshop, so nobody could communicate at all, and then they got a ping on their calendar with the title of the meeting changed to Layoffs.
Last minute.
Yep. And
nobody panic.
And one of the devs said that they were the only person out of their entire group that was getting fired. And so they just looked at their phone and started crying, which is fair. Also, the people who have been fired, one of the devs said he's applied to 600 jobs in 8 months. But how are you going to get a job when the market is set? Like, there's just so much supply. There's so many of you out there. And nobody.
I don't believe 600 jobs. I don't believe that.
He said it was roughly about three a day in 8 months. Does that math come out?
Nah, he put out that Indeed resume. He called that 600.
The multiple application process.
I don't know how the application process works anymore because I haven't filled out a resume. I'm in one of the fields where they send you resumes in the mail. Well, actually, they don't send you resumes. They send you offers in the mail. Like, hey, come over here. Like, oh, that's sweet.
I was supposed to be the chosen one.
Nobody even knows we exist. I do.
No, but Indeed actually. Go ahead.
I was just saying, nobody knows my job exists mostly. Like, if I told people like where I'm at, they're like, "What is that?" And you're right. It's just the most important thing that you need to survive. But yeah, in conclusion, they just tried to gobble up. People just got greedy and reached out too far, got stretched too thin, couldn't make up the cost, and they got rid of people. And is there any good news? Just a little bit.
Yes, I have good news.
I'll say it. There is some good news.
About the layoffs?
Yeah. Not about the
What's the good
layoffs in
news?
particular.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say that's a little dark.
Yeah. But ZeniMax, that subsidiary underneath Microsoft, remember they got bought in that acquisition. They just unionized. And the managers at ZeniMax and Microsoft, they didn't even get any pushback from it at all. So no union busting like Amazon. I see you. But yeah, so they were managed to get a deal. They've also skipped 2 rounds of layoffs, so I'm pretty sure the union saved them from that. And also they just were able to negotiate how much AI was going to be used in their work. So start a union, guys. That's the only way you're going to be able to fight back. Otherwise, you're just an ant underneath a very large boot.
Can we unionize this?
Unionize what?
This little podcast thing. We gotta pay his health insurance, man. I'm just letting you know.
Oh my gosh.
Health insurance?
You're not gonna be cutting in my profits.
We don't even have profits.
Swear, man.
It ain't been nothing but a money sink.
Okay. Let's blame the management.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fire the CEO.
Hey, Cal, why are we not making profit?
That's messed up, man.
You know what? I remember that next time we just
I feel like the devs.
I remember this one.
Forget on the server, yeah?
Yeah, well, that's true. X, how do you feel about not being able to play? Because I'm pretty sure you are irate.
Oh, we're talking about Helldivers?
Yeah.
Oh, he's twitching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so annoyed. Every
Man, those 2 bullets
time
I have to get off.
Every time I crash, I'm like, I'm done. I just message everyone, I'm done. I'm not getting back on.
Did you
I
tell
just
them,
get sad.
Did you tell them what happens every time that you, like, it hard crashes his PC? So you reboot the PC every time.
My issue seems to be a driver issue for the 7000 series AMD graphics cards, I think. At least this current issue. Before it was not. It was just crashing like normal crashing. But now the main crashes I get seem to be driver crashes. So my entire PC crashes basically.
That's gross.
which sucks because I love the game.
Yeah, right. Like I want to give the game a 10 out of 10, but it's a 9 out of 10 just because it does not work completely.
All right, even other people, everyone else is getting crashes too. I just get way more than normal.
Yeah, I had like 4 so far.
Yeah.
Almost 50 hours.
Regardless of how many bugs I experience, like glitches, bro, I am itching to play every single day. I'm at work, I'm thinking about Helldivers. Like, I'm just itching to get home and play.
The internet helps with that, you know?
Yeah.
Sitting there at work, open my phone, and TikTok is like, Helldivers High Command, new report. Fuck, I need to save the planet.
I swear. Like, let me put my cape on.
They were not expecting this much player base because clearly their servers were not ready.
Absolutely not, man. It's
they did the mid mid release. How long after release did they do the server maintenance where they tried to increase it?
Yeah,
only a couple days, I think.
Yeah, it's only a couple of days.
A couple days later, they tried to increase it. They got it up to like 300 and some thousand max. Yeah, and then that capped. People started maxing that out too. So I guarantee like the numbers will be way higher if they had the server capacity for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
They could easily hit probably 450, 500,000 if the servers would allow it.
It will climb. I'm guessing about 600,000 just because word of mouth and how quickly it spread on TikTok. They better. I know they're already hiring more people, so I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
But hey, hurry
I'm
up.
afraid to lose players because of it.
Skip the application process. Sit down in this chair. We need this right now. Here's your
They're
guest
building the
login.
servers, yeah? They're not even renting them. They're just building them.
Yeah. I swear. Like just getting
But
somebody off the street.
At the very least, they did do like the extra XP gain because they've been having so many issues.
Yeah, to be honest, those developers, they're based as fuck. Everything I read about them, I'm like, based. This is
they're great. They sound like they're great people and they want to just make a great game, which I enjoy.
But the game is great. I love the voice lines in there. The people screaming actually sound like they're there.
Oh yeah.
I hate the games where like you'll have someone like running or like sprinting, jumping over stuff, and they talk like they're in a studio and nothing is happening.
Yeah,
these people are fighting for their lives.
When they first heard reinforcements, when you thought my man is panicking when he throws that stratagem.
PTSD is real.
Oh, I forgot to tell you a little bit of lore. Apparently, 100 years has passed between Helldivers 1 and 2. So,
okay.
Technically, we're the old men. We got locked in cryo, and then they thawed us out. We're back here again with another war. But yeah, I was reading a lot about the lore. It was actually pretty good. Learned a lot about the bugs.
Where did you read it?
Wikipedia. They got like a whole wiki for the game.
Okay.
Apparently, when you shoot them, and when they decompose, it actually turns into oil, and we use that oil to fund the war. Now, in the wiki,
now we know why we killed him.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, some people speculate that the Helldivers went to the Bugs universe first to try and, to get oil. Some people think that the Bugs attacked us first, but we know how man is. We went there first. And we
attacked first.
We put
what the fuck is a kilometer?
This game is so much like Deep Rock.
It is.
The emotes, the drop pods the co-op play is just so fun. I love it.
And I love the immersion. Just all of it. Like everything that you need. Just even the small things of like when you calling your stratagem of him looking at the screen on his wrist and like you can see his finger moving. Like almost in the direction of your fingers when you're typing in the stratagem. I like the real like small details of when I'm reloading the shotgun, it does not cancel the whole procedure of the reload. Like if I cancel and sprint, he'll just pick up where he left off on the reload. That like, it's just small things like that that make such a big difference in the game. Just even the emotes being able to like me and X and hugging and the dapping up and the like Like, hell yeah, just fuck yeah. I like this is the shit I like. Like, and it's not just that, it's the community itself. Like the way
it's really good. The community carries the game.
Exactly. Like the threads and the way the people are talking to each other as if they're actual Helldivers. Like, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
This is just like
I'm
Deep
even
Rock.
doing
I
that
see
to
people.
people who have no idea about the game. Like,
I-
somebody wrote me to come on Rocket League. I said I was defending freedom.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that game.
Exactly.
I see people in Helldivers chats saying rock and stone. That kills me. It's so funny. So now I'm just waiting to get on Deep Rock and see them say for democracy in the chat.
It's so good, man. I can't think of any other place where like I've had it like there's a community that is, because that's another reason why you should not add PvP. I don't know what idiot suggested that or asked them that, but adding PvP into something like that would just create a very toxic environment. Because I was telling Ghost the other day, what if they added like PvP VE and then they add some kind of like extraction, somebody jumps into your game, kills you, takes your samples, extracts, and then we're back to the division in the dark zone.
I don't know. That'd be hard to balance though, because
That wouldn't make
you
stories
die
fun.
so quickly from friendly fire. Imagine PvP.
Yeah, and also
exactly.
story-wise, it's how do you explain why Helldivers are fighting against each other?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just
I
wouldn't
love
make
that
sense
statistic.
lore-wise, I don't think. Especially
No,
how-
the game's great. Just leave it as it is.
Exactly. But yeah, actually, you said you had some good news.
Oh yeah, Helldivers was one of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I was gonna also say that Skull and Bones is out.
Oh,
Well, no, that wasn't the good news. The good news is that there's an
God.
8-hour free trial for it. So if you are interested, you could try it for 8 hours before you spend money on it.
Here's
Also, also before you say it, Palworld, I don't know if you saw, they're going to start improving their anti-cheat.
okay.
Because apparently they had some issues with the public servers and people cheating and causing problems with being able to access the servers.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to work on getting like a server player list so they can actually track the people who cheat. And they're going to add anti-cheat. But my favorite part about the anti-cheat is I can decide whether I want to use it for private servers.
You said private servers?
Yeah, so if I want to run my own server, if I have like a server hosting company that will host servers for you, you can just not use the anti-cheat if you want to, which I love.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I like that.
Which basically gives you control over it. So just like a single player game, if you want to cheat in your own game, or if you don't want to have to worry about, how like the server side check for ready or not to make sure your mods match and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's like kind of the equivalent. Like you can either make sure your mods match or don't, and then maybe have some jankiness go on there.
Oh, okay.
So
And
I like being able
You
to.
can't wait to run your own server.
Oh boy, yes, let's
Ooh,
go.
wait.
I'm gonna set it up. Get the Palworld gang together.
I need to come to your house, see what you got going on, because it just sounds like you got hard drives, you got servers. I like.
It sounds like a lot, but it's fit into a small package. I'll send you a picture. Don't worry.
What's y'all's favorite part of the game? Helldivers,
Hell,
specifically.
oh, Helldivers.
I'm
don't
saying,
know.
Gameplay.
What's your favorite part of it? Like, get very specific. Like, what is like the thing that drives you to get on this game every day?
Gameplay.
Gameplay.
No,
The
I would
stressfulness
say,
of it.
in difference to other games, I think it's just the immersion of
Yeah.
like the world, it's the story and everything. I mean, the gameplay is great. But if I think like of other games, I think that's the difference.
Yeah,
I would
especially-
agree. The immersion's really great with all the like propaganda videos.
No,
and
they attacked the new sector. Fuck! I want the game. No.
all that stuff, and I feel like the point of view change really impacted that too, as far as the immersion goes. Because I mean, when you're swarmed, you feel like it. There's stuff in every direction.
Yeah. Me, Ghost, and Drake experienced that where we were trying to defend that planet.
Terminators.
Defend the planet.
Oh my god, bro.
They attacked the new one.
Especially when they put that fog out. My goodness, the fog.
And then
you can see 10 feet in front of you, and then like through the fog comes like 30 bugs.
Yeah, and then that damn
one of them's charging
jumps.
Yes,
no, the stalker.
Yeah, yeah. They've
the
made
game's
a great
great.
game that's bound to last for years because I'm seeing that they're going to be adding constant updates. So, and I also like that theme of moving towards a common goal, where you can see like the war effort on the map. Like I really like that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like that's an immersion thing.
Getting
you
back
feel like you're part of the game, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But getting back specifically, Skull and Bones, I will say this.
From heaven to hell.
If you expected that game to be like Black Flag, or you were expecting like it to be just as fun, and you can do all the things that you want to on Black Flag, you will be heavily disappointed. If you want it to feel like a pirate, an immersion, like the way we talk about Helldivers, it's not in that game.
Right.
If you just take the game as is, like for what it is, as just, going out in the seven, like just managing a ship, its resources, having ship battles, if that's like the focus, if that's something that's really interesting to you, then yeah, I absolutely would say you will definitely have fun with the game.
I told you. If you expect Assassin's Creed, like I said, I didn't play it. That's why I think I had the best experience with it, because I had no expectations for it as far as Black Flag goes. But after watching Black Flag gameplay, I can see why people complained. But no, if you like this, what you see, play the 8-hour trial that they have now apparently. I think you would enjoy it. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just it came in the wake of a better game.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be like the spinoff. It was not a spinoff, but it was supposed to be an expansion. And
right, yeah.
I think after hearing that, people were like, "Oh!" I think after hearing that it was supposed to be an expansion and they were focusing heavily on like a pirate theme, I think that's where people got that idea that
right,
like we're gonna get something really close to like Sea of Thieves type game.
Right, because it started as a PvP.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's where that sentiment comes from. I think that's why people were mad and taking it out on the game. But I've heard it's good. I've checked the subreddit. People seem to be having fun with the game. So yeah.
IGN gave it a 7 for what that means. Whatever that means to you.
It means nothing to me, but
I agree.
But
also, I was surprised it's actually $60. I thought it was $70.
I thought it was 72.
No, it's 60. I was surprised.
Okay. All right. Well, they
not that it's worth 60 to me, but
yeah.
I'm still happily surprised that it's at least not 70.
Good for them. Hopefully they can build this game. Hopefully Ubisoft will let them continue to build this game up.
Anyone in our audience deciding between Suicide Squad and Skull and Bones, buy Skull and Bones.
Yes, please. Yeah, do not let that game drop to 500, because we wish to send a message to Rocksteady. We do not stand for this. And you sycophants in the subreddit, like acting like this game is like not that bad. I'm like, it's okay that you enjoy the game. That's fine. That's completely fine. But don't try to make the rest of us look like we're crazy, because this game is it's just not a good game. It is below average completely. But yeah, I don't have. It was painful playing with friends. Just to end with this, I can have more fun doing nothing with my friends than I would have fun playing Suicide Squad with them. That's my review.
I had more fun crashing in Helldivers. As frustrating as that was.
So take those quotes with what you will.
The brief glimpses of light that I saw in Helldivers were way better than living in the darkness and Suicide Squad.
Right. Yeah, that's what I give it. Does anybody have anything else before I close this out? All right.
Nope.
Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. And check out our other videos while you're clicking on this one. Please give us some tips and tricks that would help us and be more of a service to you. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.